Welcome back to Upper Michigan Today and happy fall. Thanks for celebrating the start of a new season with us here. I have Jesse Wiederhold joining me right now as co-host of the show, and we're also chatting with him later about Visit Keweenaw and what you can expect this fall, different events, different happenings up there in the Houghton area. So thanks a lot for joining me. Thanks a lot for making the drive down.
That's right, Tia. It feels good to be back in the studio with you.
And you know, we're going to be talking about Houghton things later on in the show. Right now, we're actually joined by Susan Estler of Travel Marquette. So, of course, we're talking about Marquette County and things that you can expect this fall. So thanks a lot for joining us this morning.
Yeah, definitely. It's always great to talk about all the different fall activities that we have here in Marquette County. So many things going on. I wrote everything down, or at least some of the things down. So I'm going to use my cheat sheet. Lake Superior Shore Run, that's coming up. That's at Little Presque Isle, the 27th and 28th of September. There's the Fall Enduro, which is coming up October 4th to the 6th. And then the Fall Phantasm, that's one of my favorites. That's out at Lake and Inland, and always a great time. And that actually is October 5th. And then Platter Day, the big show off, big showdown between Marquette and the Keweenaw, as far as how many people will show up in plaid for the photo.
So is that like a competition between the travel agencies?
Definitely. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we actually, Keweenaw did a great job last year. This year, hopefully, I think Keweenaw kind of doing a great job, but hopefully we'll get a lot of people out. This year in Marquette, it's at South Beach.
And when is that happening?
It's on October 5th.
Oh, so that's...
and 4th.
4th. Yeah, I was going to say, because this Saturday is October 5th. Yep. So Friday, October 4th. It always trips me up that Platter Day is on a Friday.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely. And then we've got the Lake Superior Performance Rally, which is always a fantastic time. It's actually an off-road car rally, and so they have different stages, and it's exciting to see. Really kind of hair-raising, honestly.
And before we continue on in some of these events, I just want to point out that there's a nice variety. You started talking about the races, and then you've got the Phantasm for the more arts and experience lovers, and then there's the Performance Rally, which is again for the sports spectators, the people that like cars and like seeing the action, maybe getting sprayed a little bit with mud. So for those 4 events that we've talked about so far, is there a place that we can go to register, buy tickets, find the information that we need to know to have the best time ever there?
Sure, travelmarquette.com.
Cool. And so there's even more happening too. I feel like this past weekend even was so busy in Marquette, wrapping up summertime.
Yeah, I know, definitely. And I want to get down to see the 7 grandfathers, see the Dragonfly down at Matson Lower Harbor. A lot of things to do and see during this time.
I mean, yeah, in addition to the events, there are those new art installations. The new park, we should talk about that a little bit later, but continuing on with events, what else should we add to our calendar?
Well, we have the Dryland Dash, which is always a great time. That's October 13th or October 11th to the 13th.
What does that entail?
It is actually, they're using bikes and scooters with the dogs. So it's like a dog sled race, but without the snow.
And it's something that will be really exciting because of the cancellation of the dog sled last year because of the lack of snow. Is this something how did this come about?
Well, it's been going on, I'm not quite sure how many years it is, but it's put on by the UP 200 crew. And it's just kind of to get people interested in working with their dogs and doing carts and doing scooters and that type of thing with their dogs. It's kind of a different experience.
Yeah, that's a good time to do it too, you know, get people thinking about it in the summer, end of summer, fall.
Definitely, and the fall foliage, hopefully. Yeah. Depending on where that's going to be. I've seen some trees just kind of saying, I'm giving up, and turning color and dropping the leaves. So hopefully we'll have more color. And then one of my favorites too is the Fresh Coast Film Festival, which is October 17th to the 20th. And it's always a great time. They're using different venues for the film festival, so it should be interesting. They're kind of mixing it up this year, and the Marquette Commons is where you're picking up your tickets So it should be really great.
I've been involved in the film festival in the past as a volunteer. It is so cool to see, and I mean, there are so many movies that you probably won't have time to see them all, but with the different venues and it happening across 4 different days, you know, there's a lot of different opportunities to see these films, and with the 2-hour time blocks, it feels really accessible. I mean, in attendance of the film festival, I've laughed, I've cried, I've, you know, pulled out my phone afterwards to do more research because the topic was just so interesting. So if you've never been to the Fresh Coast Film Festival, I really think that's a super worthwhile event to go to.
Yeah, definitely. That's why it's one of my favorite events, because it does celebrate the Midwest outdoor activity, just the heart of the Midwest, and even some of the different places with the film directors that are from the Midwest as well. So I really like the way they put the segments together too, that you'll have some shorts and some longer ones, but they're all kind of connected with a general theme. And so there's a lot of thought and a lot of time put into the film festival, so it's a fantastic weekend.
And I know this weekend draws a huge crowd of people, not just from the UP, but from all over the Midwest, the country, really, to check out these films. We do have to take another break, but when we come back, let's continue talking about some events that you can look forward to and the impacts of the tourism in the area, what people can expect if they're in Marquette this fall.